Long gone are the days of waiting to be seen in a doctor's office only to have that awkward conversation with your healthcare provider. Wisp gives you access to sexual and reproductive healthcare from the comfort of your home. Get treatment for BV, yeast infections, UTIs, and much more delivered directly to your home or ready for pickup at your local pharmacy in less than 3 hours. The best part? Wisp is discreet, convenient, and you don't need medical insurance to receive care or prescription medication. Visit us today at hellowisp.com.
Oh, we are back. We made it. We didn't get arrested. We did. Did you get arrested, Robert? And I didn't get arrested either. And no one shot rubber bullets at me. Right here on RulaskaThoughts. Oh, but you know what? People were throwing daggers at me. Robert and I were at the same protest. And so we can talk about that experience. No, I wasn't. I really wasn't gonna bring that up. I'm just talking about No, I didn't. I swear to God. Robert knows what I'm talking about. I really was meaning like just I have things I want to say about going to the West Hollywood protest. Anyway, the voice you hear is coming to you just right there. He's kissing West Hollywood. He's the one, the only Mr. Robert Mata. Hello. Oh my God. Don't. Yeah, when you were 11. Like that is like, I cringe when that was going on. But before oh, so you don't like him? I mean, look. The corny jokes is a thing on the show. He styles Ariana Grande, right? Hmm. Yeah. Well, I wish. Oh, wait, we're getting to people are going to be mad at me for saying this, but we're getting to Drag Race way too early. By the way, if you guys want to hear quality content, you're going to want to go to because the public feed might be thinking this week, wow, we got pretty much the entire show, and oh, you think you did, but it might be one of the longest shows of the season because Taylor and I went on so many fucking tangents. It wasn't even like literally not funny. When I was like, what? Why are we talking about this for so long? But that content is available to you over on the Patreon app or patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. And I'll even tell you what, that bonus material, if you go sign up on the public feed, I will release it. Maybe not today. I have to go somewhere after this, but in the next day or two, I will release it on the public feed because everyone wants to hear me and Taylor talk about old 80s sitcoms. That only literally me specifically no, there were a lot of specific shows. I don't want to get into it. 80s. Taylor and I really made a show for Gen X this week. It was Gen X coded like nobody's business. So you can get that at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. The full version already exists over on the Apple Podcast. If you scroll up, I looked up this price today, $6.45 a month. Over at Apple Podcasts, you get, it's called Total Recap, where you get the show unedited, uncut, everything. You get that, and you also get Just Between Us Girls, and you don't have to deal with Patreon. But those are your two options. We're going to do it right there. Robert and I were at the same protest this weekend. And I know the jokes are going to write themselves. John Paul and I were in the playground. Because it was shady and still a lot of room. Like not a lot of people are going in the playground, which was really weird because it was actually pretty close to the stage. The people there were, I would say, we went to the No Kings Day for West Hollywood. I was very amused by everybody there because you had like your run of the mill, like shirtless bears walking around for no reason. And then you had your Ivory Tower liberals with their entire family. I really did see this wearing their WGA shirts, which I was like, this wasn't necessary. And so, and then for some reason, now I know they threw this together on the fly, okay? But and Robert will know what I'm talking about. West Hollywood, center of show business, the gays, they're production designers, they're production managers. They do this for a living. Couldn't put together a stage where everyone could see and you could hear them. Pobrecita Rosanna Arquette. Everyone was shouting. Were you there for that when you were shouting at her? Oh, that's when you left. Okay, so go ahead. Oh, was he there? Oh, I think because he was talking for a long time, I think that I thought I didn't hear get him and get introduced. Oh, if I would have heard him get introduced and knew that's who it was, I would have been booing the whole time. You would have known where I was because you would have heard, "Boo! Boo!" I I didn't hear him get introduced. I think I'd walked up as he oh god, I would've I w oh, I think I just either was there and didn't hear him, I was talking to John Paul or doing so I don't know, I did not hear him get introduced. And I would've been boo I would've been like that old lady in The Princess Bride when Princess Buttercup walks out. You know, that would've been me when he was I would've, like, found my way close to him and been like, "Boo, boo! You won an Oscar for a movie that was just a rewrite of the documentary. Boo!" And cast a known abuser and also, like, groom my friend who and yeah, how do you like it that Jonathan's now a meth head? Not be but I will say in fairness, Dustin Lance Black, not because of him at all, not relation. It but this is but honest, if I'm being honest, this is why I went to West Hollywood. I did not wanna get, like I said, top of the show, shot in the ass with rubber bullets. I didn't wanna be gassed. I wanted to go there, kiki for a little bit, and then go to, get some lunch. That's the length of my performative, yeah. That and I'll be honest with you, that's the tea for me. But also, I will say too, it was funny because you know, we're gonna see one Adam Salandra this weekend, at the Fatchelor, and there were so many Adam Salandras walking around with their Chinese babies, uh, that was making me laugh as well. Thank you. Okay. Oh, really? That's what I'm saying is, like, how are they not getting their shit together with this? Someone's having internet problems, and I don't know if it's you or if it's me. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me check me out first. Do, 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 do. Oh, okay, it's you guys, not me. Okay, we'll just wait. Alright, perfect. Alright. Let me just put a no, but my internet can be kinda kooky sometimes. I can hear you. My internet can be kinda kooky sometimes. Um, but Imma tell you what I'm gonna do. You said you're not going anywhere today? Okay. Because you're delayed. Let me pull you back up and let's pause your audio. People. There we go. And that should improve how much it's. Yeah, there we go. Because I'm going to work. I can't do anything with it anyway. And this should improve your internet a little bit. Yeah, perfect. There it is. Okay. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, that's what I'm like. Let me put it this way. And I'm actually saying that this is not that hard of a job. Okay. There are a lot of things to detail, but you would think that they would have people on who knew what they were doing. And so, like, when we did the West Hollywood thing, in fact, I'm going to not take zero credit here. When we did the West Hollywood voting thing, um, I myself and the one that's Evie Oddly's friend, we were the lead people on the team. But if I'm being honest with you, we had these young activists who were working essentially for us. Girl, they had their fucking shit together and they knew how to boom, 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 boom. Anything, all the logistical stuff that went well with this thing was completely them, not me. And that's what I'm saying is how are they not getting this shit together and with a bunch of faggots who know what they're doing, who do this every day for a living? Oh, yeah, very good point. Not Robert getting to the heart of the matter, and I'm like, "I couldn't see." Mhm. Yeah. All right, well, on that note, why don't we take a break? When we come back, yes, we are gonna talk about the episode. No talk about the TV show Alice, I promise.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second LTE internet plan with smartphone plan savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for this day.
And we are back. Robert, the episode. Usually you and I both had a very busy weekend and, protest, Father's Day. We're going to talk about the episode, I promise. Protest Day was a very busy day for me. Woke up, went to the protest, got lunch with John Paul, came home, worked for a couple hours at my side hustle job, and then came home and made mango sorbet. It was a whole thing. And a salsa. Uh, salsa and a mango sorbet. I usually do, but today I had like leftover ingredients from those three salsas, and so I made one salsa to combine it all together. Anyway, but usually at least once or twice, Robert and I will text each other something about the episode, even if it's a little thing like, I can't with Law Roach or whatever, like you were saying. But we've not chatted at all about the episodes. I'm very curious to hear what you thought about this episode. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, really? I'm with you. I know I did. I talked about this. I've talked about this before. No, I've talked about this before. I actually don't say horrible in real life. I say horrible in real life. It's my own little weird podcast nod to Howard Stern, which is how he says it. Yeah, it was from New York. Yeah. Oh, really? Interesting. Oh, yeah, that's always her thing. That's her go-to. Mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, no, I talked about it for my own little tiny nod to, my biggest inspiration for this. But, what were we talking about? The show? Oh, I think so there's been a lot of weird discourse about it, too, like, I've seen some Roscoe's interviews where people are trying to they're always afraid of offending World of Wonder, but essentially, Naisha's trying to push it on Roscoe's that Ginger Minge is, you know, highly favored, blessed and highly favored by World of Wonder, and that they're trying to push this narrative. Where did you fall? Who did you think won Runway alone, this challenge? Okay. Mhm. What if you were judging in Paris? Really? Mhm. I guess I just didn't see, I guess maybe because I'm not a looks person, I'm going but I mean, you are, but you're also a story person. But what I'm saying, I think but what I was gonna say as well, though, is that you're more look based than I am in that you also, though, like a good story. You're a writer. So, like, to me, I just thought, look, all the stories are not the greatest stories ever, but I just thought Acid and Denali had the best of the stories. So you agree with this looking that they were doing with Denali's look and all that? Very interesting. Very interesting take here. What it still goes to is, do you think there's a narrative where they're trying to push Ginger forward? Hmm. Yeah. Oh, that lip sync. It was like, what a weird song. Not a weird song. Obviously, they're gonna do Wicked, but like, it was just Did you get what I was saying? Like, you couldn't, for just the iconic moment of it all, bring in a couple of something to lift them up a little higher? Yeah. And it would have gone viral, it would have gone down, a little bit. It's because that song, like you said, it builds to something. In fact, one of the jokes that's always, you'll see this online sometimes, is people showing, because this was true on Broadway and people do it sometimes in like regional musical theater. Whenever the cherry picker would break or something would go wrong, they would have this weird choreography to it. It's very funny, where I think like I think like the people get on their knees or something like that. The cast gets on their, they do something weird, and they'll show footage of that. But then regional theaters that don't have cherry pickers or whatever, the cast does weird things to make it look, and it's funny. It's funny to see because the song begs to have some sort of momentum up. Yeah, a moment, and then this was just like nothing on purpose. Oh, what they do? Oh, well, but what was the one where they had fans? I don't remember. It was part of the channel where they had to basically do fanography, or they called it, or something. Or now, do you want to go back to your rant about Law Roach, and also love everything too much? Yeah, but it's one of these things. Is what was I? Oh, there is this. There's this. You've probably heard of him. He's very famous, but maybe not. Do you know who Kenji Lopez Alt is? He's a YouTube chef, but he's famous or whatever, and he's also really annoying, right? And but he's super like internet food YouTube famous, right? And so now he has like a whole fancy production and stuff like that. And so he thinks he's super funny. And you see this thing where he makes like the lamest fucking joke, the lamest joke. I saw it today on a video about spatchcock chicken. God, dude, the jokes are like horrible. Okay. And the crew is busting up like he's fucking Robin Williams in an outtake of Mrs. Doubtfire. Like they are just like laughing. I'm like, and I wonder if Law Roach has just surrounded himself with people who just laugh at everything he says. So he thinks his semen joke is just crushing it. That said, gays do have very basic humor and do laugh at stupid things like that, which is Oh my god, not the shade thrown at me. So I wanna move. Oh, that was at me. Like, I was like, Joe's gonna make one of his corny ass semen jokes, and so I got a message this morning, which I know you it won't blow your mind. It literally blew my mind. Okay, I'm gonna read it. And by the way, on paper it doesn't blow your mind, but it did make me realize something. It goes, "Hi Joe, I was listening to the newest recap with you and Taylor. You were talking about how Diabetes was part of the season that never ends, season 14. It's chocolate. Dia was brought back after being sent home first, but Bosco was the one that came back because they got the golden chocolate bar. Now, I've said all that because I completely forgot that Deja Sky was in bracket one of this season. She was also season 14. But I guess what I'm getting at is, oh my God, Deja really is that forgettable. And I'm not saying like that to be mean, but I only remembered she was on this season of All Stars, even though I've watched every episode so far because y'all were talking about the queen from her season. I remember Olivia Lux and Phoenix going home. What in the hell possessed me to forget that Deja Sky was a contestant? You might be onto something, Joe. Robert, I forgot Deja Sky was on this season. When I read this message, I thought he was mistaken. I thought it was like, oh, he's thinking about something else. And I was like, oh no, she was in bracket one. With her, I think I choose it's like a trauma with her. But you know what's funny, and I don't know that my phone heard me or whatever. Just today, earlier after I saw this Instagram message, I saw a TikTok of her bitching about how people are mean to her in the comments. And she goes, if I didn't have to post videos and social media and whatnot, and I would get rid of social media. I'm like, bitch, you can post videos on social media and not look at the comments. I posted a video on TikTok and Instagram. I haven't gone to the fucking comments. The comments aren't for me. Don't go to the comments. Yeah. She even said, oh, like any queen, because she goes, I love when people film my performances and I like to go back and watch them. Okay, go back and watch. You don't have to go to the comments. You don't have to go to the comments. I saw, because you get the little notifications. I saw some nasty comment come in. Like the first line was like, no one forced you to go or something like that. Guess what? I didn't go look at the comment. I was like, why would I intentionally open my phone and go hurt my own feelings? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Anyway, so just a reminder, when Dacia Sky was on this season, there really wasn't much to this episode, and I think you're right. It wasn't a terrible experience to watch. It wasn't unpleasant, but it's not just there's really not much discussion to have. I think maybe we'll have more discussion next week, or even we'll be thinking about it when they release the preview this week. I would venture to say, based on what I see, I think they're just all going to give the points to each other, but the only way you get discussion from these is on the MVQ points. Yeah, I think it's a pretty normal run of the mill episode. How do you predict they're going to distribute these MVQ points? Yeah, because as I was saying on the episode, is by this stage in phase two and phase one, they were already before they even knew what the MVQ points were. They were building alliances, and this group hasn't seemed to be doing that. They're just like, yeah, we're all here. You you might know something about this. So a clip from Sibling Rivalry came on my TikTok, and it's Monet and Bob talking, and they're talking about how I don't know what order it comes in, but essentially Bob is saying that when he hosted the pit stop, Vanjie was the worst guest that he had on the pit stop. that he couldn't get her to answer a question or anything, right? And I went and watched it. It's true. He'd ask her a question and she just wouldn't answer the question, and not even in like a Vanjie's going on a tangent kind of way. He would directly ask her a question. She'd give a non-answer. And so, but then he also says to Monet, oh, it's like you were saying about diabetes. But I don't know if you knew anything about this. If anyone's listening and can either point me to the episode or tell me what Bob is talking about, could be very curious to hear how diabetes was a bad guest. Thank you. Has Mo has Monet hosted the pit stop? I don't watch the pit stop. Oh, okay. And then you just reminded me, have you seen this weird, it's kind of cringy, Angeria campaigning to host a pit stop? Yeah, that is kind of awkward too. I also don't think she's particularly good at hosting. Do you watch this pit stop? Mhm. I think I'm with you. I do occasionally get the itch to listen to an independent. I have no interest in the official or or big drag recap shows. Like I'm talking about any honestly, and this is being honest. I know people this is an attractive thing to people. I'm not particularly interested in drag recap shows hosted by former contestants or people who would want to be a contestant because I feel that what they say is always colored by the idea of them getting in trouble with World of Wonder. And so that's why the problem is now I get it with drag queens who've been on the show who want to be on the show. The funny thing is when you hear these independent drag recap shows, they have it too. I don't know why. Like it'll be like some faggot in North Dakota and his girlfriend, and they'll be like, "We can't say that. We don't want World of Wonder coming after us." I'm like, "You think World of Wonder is coming after your show? World of Wonder doesn't give a shit about your fucking show." Hmm. Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, no one gives a shit, right? But whatever. All right. On that note, I've hit my contractually obligated uh thing here. How does this work? How do we do this show again? Yeah, there we go. Robert, what's going on for you this week? What can we expect from a Robert Mata social media page of the highlights of your week? How about in a pretend world where you do? Ooh. I will say, look, here's what I'll say. If anyone follows me on social media, I post maybe just as much, a little or less than you do. But I was seeing a lot of like dialogue online that was very much like, if you're not posting something or then you're part of the problem. And I was like, well, I'll post this one thing and I'll try to make it funny. I agree with you. And I want to talk to my friend Carlo, who probably knows more about this. What's really funny is I want to know the story behind this. So when I posted my video, within, 10 minutes, it had hundreds of views. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna go somewhere. And then it just stopped. And then it just crept up to like 500 views. And so I don't know how the TikTok algorithm works, but something stopped the momentum. And I don't know why. It's very interesting to me. I mean, I'm not doing this to be viral. So, I wasn't like heartbroken, but I was like, oh, that's very interesting. I wonder how that works. So. Isn't Loretta Lynn dead? No. Oh, coal miner's daughter. I should go watch it. But now that we're shifting to a thing where Elphaba and Glinda are enemies, are they going to now be shading each other in interviews? All right. All right, guys. We even talked about the music. We'll talk to you guys later.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.